Narayan Narayan Namaste. Welcome back to Zeel's Astrology, your go-to channel for all things Vedic astrology. It's been a long time since my last video and I'm happy to be back now. So let's begin without any delay. So from July 13 onwards, Saturn will start moving in retrograde motion in the sign of Pisces in Uttar Bhadrapad Nakshatra. This retrograde phase will go on till November 28, 2025. So it's about 130 days in total. During this time, Saturn will also go back in Purva Bhadrapad Nakshatra, still staying in the sign of Pisces. So this shift will happen around October 3 when Saturn will enter Purva Bhadrapad Nakshatra again. Then on November 28, Saturn will stop being retrograde and start moving forward again, still in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. After that, it will re-enter Uttar Bhadrapad Nakshatra on January 20, 2026. So this entire retrograde phase happening in both the Bhadrapada Nakshatras while Saturn is in Pisces is going to bring some deep and important changes and lessons in our life. So this is going to be a highly karmic transit. Let's try to understand this better together. Before we dive in deeper, just a small request. If you find this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it with your friends and family, your loved ones, and do hit the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. You can also follow me on Instagram for more insights. And for personal consultations, feel free to email me. All the details are in the description box below. And maybe also somewhere on the screen as well. Now, this is the first retrogression of Saturn in the sign of Pisces after 30 years. And this retrogression of Saturn will be felt with intensity. Why? Because you see right now, Rahu is transiting Purva Bhadrapad Nakshatra in the sign of Aquarius. And Saturn is transiting Uttar Bhadrapada. So both the Bhadrapadas are active as of now. The ruler of Purva Bhadrapada, that is Jupiter, is right now currently transiting the sign of Gemini in Ardra Nakshatra. The fiery shadow planet Ketu is present in the fiery sign of Leo. And the time when this retrogression happens, Mars will also be present with Ketu in the sign of Leo in tight conjunction. And after that, on July 28, when Sun will be retrograde, Mars will enter the sign of Virgo. So both Mars and Saturn will be directly aspecting each other or will come face to face to each other. So what this means is that the energies of these major planets are not just high, they are also deeply connected with each other right now and very intense. And all this is happening around the time when Saturn goes retrograde. So naturally this phase from mid-July till mid-September or October becomes a very intense and transformative period. I am giving a general time frame here based on how the planets are placed. So now let's begin today's video, where we'll focus more on Saturn's retrograde movement in Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra. The effects of Saturn's retrogression in Purva Bhadrapada will be different. I will talk about that in another video separately. And yes, let me remind you that the effects of any planetary transit, whether the planet is moving forward or in retrograde or in any nakshatra, any sign, always depends on your personal birth chart. The placement of other planets and the transits also plays big role, the dashas and mahadashas as well. So no transit is fully good or fully bad. It always depends on your own chart and timing. Now in simple words, retrogression means a planet is working in a different manner than its usual manner, which simply means vakri or something that is crooked. So whenever a planet gets vakri, its speed slows down, and that's why the intensity of that planet giving its result increases. I think I have given this example earlier as well in one of my videos, which one I didn't remember. But when a planet becomes vakri, its forward speed slows down. So the strength of its influence actually feels stronger. Let me give you the same example here. Imagine you jog around the same park every morning. Because you are jogging, you often miss the tiny details, the colors of new flowers, the way the bees buzz near them, birds hopping from branch to branch, playful squirrels darting about. One day, you choose to slow down and simply walk instead of running or jogging. So, moving slowly lets you notice every little thing that was always there. Planets do something similar. In retrograde, they do not truly move backward through space. They just appear to slow down from our viewpoint, which gives them extra time to notice and work on unfinished business. Take Saturn as our example. Saturn is the planet of karma, discipline, and cosmic justice. And when Saturn travels at its normal speed, it may skip a few lessons or delay certain results, good or bad, that you would deserve from actions already taken. The moment Saturn slows and retrograde, it gains time to review every detail. It checks whether you learned from past experiences, whether any tests were left incomplete, whether some karmic duties need another round. It will also make you redo certain tasks, karmas, or revisit your past karmas if it finds it necessary for you. It will make you complete the task or the karmas that you have left unattended. Saturn will force you to rethink or reanalyze the decisions you have taken and complete the karmas that are incomplete. You will be forced to do certain things again and again until perfection is met. So it is like Saturn is walking the same path where it has already walked earlier, and now it knows where are the flaws, where it needs improvement. That's why retrogression of certain planets, especially these slow-moving planets like Saturn, Jupiter, no, they feel very intense, and even more in its own nakshatra. So definitely this transit will bring many redos, hard work, reanalyzation, correction of mistakes, rethinking on decisions, restructuring for many of us. So there's a very common question that I often get during consultations and sometimes even in the comment section, that people ask, if I already have retrograde Saturn in my birth chart, then will the current retrograde transit of Saturn affect me more? And honestly, from what I have observed so far in my experience, people who already have retrograde Saturn in their natal chart, uh, they usually don't feel the current, they don't feel the retrograde transit of Saturn as intensely as those who have a progressive or regular Saturn in their chart. The reason is quite simple. You have been living with this retrograde Saturn since birth. It's not something new for you. The energy is not something new for you. So even if you go through challenges or delays during this time, during the retrograde transit of Saturn, you won't feel it as sharply because you are already used to working through Saturn's retrograde style. On the other hand, people who have direct or progressive Saturn in their chart, they may feel these changes and challenges more deeply because they are not naturally tuned into that kind of energy. And as an astrologer, it's really important to observe. You should observe which areas of your life were flowing smoothly when Saturn was moving direct, and which areas were facing obstacles when it was direct. So, this is because sometimes during the retrograde phase, the smooth areas may face some challenges, some tests, while the difficult areas may show improvement or relief. So always observe how the retrograde and the progressive phases are, what are they giving you the results? What is the difference in both the phases that you feel? It will tell you a lot. But yes, I will say again, the real intensity and impact of any transit always depends on your personal chart. Now coming to Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra. This nakshatra is a very powerful and also quite mysterious. It's called the Serpentine Nakshatra because its ruling deity is Ahirbudhyana, who is like a deep ocean serpent who staying silently beneath the earth, watching, knowing, and holding great wisdom. Just like Lord Vishnu's divine serpent, Bhagwan Sheshnag, or Lord Shiva's Bhagwan Vasuki Nag. This nakshatra holds a sacred, divine, and spiritual kind of depth. That's why the energy of Uttar Bhadrapada is not just intense, it's spiritually intense as well. And now, since Saturn, the ruler of this nakshatra, is going retrograde right here, it becomes even more powerful. On the positive side, this is actually a beautiful time for spiritual growth, deep self work, and inner transformation. Especially if your chart supports it, it can become um, very beautiful phase for evolved souls, a blessing in disguise. But you must remember, both Saturn and Uttar Bhadrapada are not about shortcuts. They won't support quick fixes or any quick results. They always demand sincere hard work, effort, discipline, and patience. They want you to stay committed, and no matter how long it takes. That's the only way they reward you. And when Saturn goes retrograde in this nakshatra, these qualities get tested even more. You have to rethink your past decisions. You may be asked to revisit something you thought was done. There could be more effort, more waiting, more refining. But the good thing is, for those of you who have been feeling stuck or like your efforts weren't giving results, this could finally be the time when you could start seeing some progress. Some long pending task might finally get completed during this retrograde motion of Saturn. But yes, Saturn will still expect your karma. Nothing comes instantly or easily. You will have to put in the work, the dedication, and the sincerity. Only then Saturn will slowly start opening those doors for you. Now let's talk about the sign of Pisces, where Saturn is currently retrograding. Now in the Kalpurush Kundli, Pisces is the 12th house, the house that connects to endings, detachment, spirituality, surrender, or surrender to the higher divine as well, sacrifices, fears, and much more. So when Saturn goes retrograde in this sign and it's in its own nakshatra, it brings out these themes very strongly in the world around us. If you look closely, you will see humanity is already going through this phase of sacrifice, whether willingly or unwillingly. And by sacrifice, I don't only mean giving up life, but giving up anything, whether it's material or emotional or something deep or anything. In some parts of the world as of now, people are losing their lives due to wars. Many people are losing their lives. And it's not normal to have wars every day in today's world. Here in India, we recently had a tragic plane crash where everyone died there. Floods, there are floods in several parts, in several regions of India, even in other countries as well, even in the Western countries as well. So people are losing their lives. Apart from that, people are losing their jobs because of this AI and new technologies. Many people are now losing their jobs. Some are losing their loved ones, some are facing betrayal, some are losing money due to frauds because frauds are increasing day by day. And at the same time, many are also willingly letting go their wealth and possessions to help others, to support society. So willingly or unwillingly, sacrifice part is there. All of this has started becoming more visible since Saturn entered Pisces. And now, with retrogression of Saturn in this sign, these situations would become even more intense or more highlighted. Please know, I am not trying to scare you, not at all, but that's a fact that this retro Saturn may increase losses in any form. Apart from that, this retrograde transit of Saturn is here to teach you not through words but through actual life lessons, through practical lessons. It wants you to learn by facing things, and this might not always be easy. This time can bring you face to face with your deepest fears. It might place you in situation where you have no option but to confront those fears, understand them, and move beyond them. And not just fears, it will also put your responsibilities right in front of you. Saturn will ask you to stand up, take courage, and perform your karmas. If you are someone who tries to run away from your fears or your duties, responsibilities, then be ready, because Shani Dev as Dandanayak, the cosmic judge, he won't let it slide. He will bring you back to the lesson until you truly learn and act with responsibility. And one more thing, this period also brings a possibility of backstabbing as well, both on macro and micro level. And as I mentioned earlier, Uttar Bhadrapad is a very dynamic and serpentine nakshatra, which means things related to it are often unpredictable. And since Saturn is retrograde here in this nakshatra now, this period might feel quite uncertain or unexpected in many areas of life. On a global level, we might see a rise in betrayal between countries, like one nation going behind another's back, or secret decisions taken that affect others. War-like situations may become more intense, and honestly, we are already starting to see these patterns play out in the world. Let's all hope and pray that things calm down a bit after Jupiter moves out of Ardra Nakshatra and Mars leaves the sign of Virgo. But even then, the time till the end of September will still remain sensitive and vulnerable. This retrograde Saturn period is also going to bring deep transformations for many of us. We might feel sudden changes or major shifts in our personal lives. There can also be ups and downs in areas like gambling, trading, or any speculative markets, including any markets where investment is done like real estate market as well. The property market might feel the effect. Rates could come down, and there could be changes in how people buy or invest in real estate. You may also see the exposure of scandals. Secrets that have been hidden could come out during this retrograde phase. Let me give you an example of Saturn in Uttar Bhadrapada in Pisces. The best example to this energy is the war of Mahabharata and the Gyan of Gita Shri Krishna gave to Arjun in the battlefield. You see, Pisces is a sign which represents sacrifices or letting go. It also represents surrendering to the divine. And as I said earlier, Uttar Bhadrapada is a very dynamic in nature. It is very flexible in nature. It is very serpentine in nature. You don't know what lies ahead here. Just like that, war is also something which is very unexpected. We don't know what will be the outcome of the war. In the battlefield of Kurukshetra, during that time, thousands lakhs of people or soldiers were about to die in that war, and Krishna knew of that since the beginning. He also knew that in order for the reconstruction, in order for the re-establishment of dharma, that death is inevitable. And that's why he gave the sacred knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to Arjun. You see, Pisces, the 12th house, the 12th sign in Kalpurush, also represents fear. So initially, Arjun was fearful. Not because he feared war or because he feared death, but because he feared that he would lose his near and dear ones. Because war comes at a cost, even though the one who wins has to suffer losses. So he was fearful of losing his brothers, his grandfather, his teacher, his gurus, and other people, other near and dear ones. He was fearful that how could I kill my own family members? And that's when, right in the middle of the war field, Krishna gave his highest knowledge of all, this highest knowledge of all, the Gyan of Gita to Arjun. Highest knowledge, the deepest knowledge that is also represented by the sign of Pisces. Krishna gave two shlokas. I will give two shlokas of Krishna which he gave in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna said, Karmani vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phal hetu bhurma te sankotsva karmani. Which means you have the right to do your work, but do not expect the results. Don't work just for the outcome. And don't stop doing your duty either. Fulfill your responsibilities without thinking of the results. Leave the results on me, on the divine. Just forget everything. Do your karma, do your duties, and surrender yourself to the God. He also said, Sarva dharmanam parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. Ham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami ma shucha. I'm really sorry for my Sanskrit, because Sanskrit is not too good, but I will explain this. So this means that leave all your worries and tensions behind. Just come to me and surrender completely. I will free you from all your mistakes, your sorrows, everything. Don't be afraid. So these two shlokas define Saturn plus Pisces plus Uttar Bhadrapada. So Krishna here played the role of Saturn, or Krishna here represents Saturn, because Saturn also teaches the same lesson. To do your karma sincerely without running away, without fear. And don't expect anything from the karma you perform. You will get the results. This is exactly what Saturn asks us from us in Pisces. Don't escape your responsibilities. Don't avoid your duties. Face them. Surrender the outcome. Surrender to the divine. Trust the divine and the divine process. If you ask what the real purpose of Saturn is in astrology, then it is to make you face reality, accept the truth. Through that, it will lead you closer and closer to the divine, to the spiritual liberation, to the moksha. But you have to be on the right path. And yes, not many know this, but Saturn is also called by another name, Krishna. There's the kind of divine connection this transit holds, deep, intense, but also full of truth, growth, and spiritual grace. Also, let me tell you that from July 28 till September 13, Mars will be in Virgo zodiac sign in complete opposition with Saturn. And after Mars moves out of Virgo, on September 17, Sun will enter Virgo. So both Sun and Saturn will be in opposition with each other until October mid. So from July end till October mid, you need to be very careful. Decisions taken without thinking properly, especially those decisions made when Mars and Sun were or are present in Leo, might now face Saturn's strict judgment when they come under Saturn's full aspect in Virgo. So if anything wrong or impulsive was done earlier, this is the time when consequences might show up. This is why we really need to stay calm during this time. Keep a peaceful and patient approach. Be on the right path. If life is asking you to slow down, rethink something, or work harder on something, then just do it. Don't fight Saturn's energy. Instead, flow with it. Reassess your choices, fix what needs fixing, and use your wisdom while making any decision. The biggest thing to remember is don't resist. Trust the process. Saturn doesn't test us to break us, but to make us stronger and wiser. Now, who will be impacted the most by this transit? So those who are running a Sadesati, that is both Aquarius, Pisces and Aries moon signs, those who are born under Sadesati, those who are Aquarius, Pisces, Sagittarius ascendant or moon sign, those who are running Mahadasha or any dasha of Saturn, moon or Jupiter, those who have weak moon or afflicted moon, those who have any planets in the sign of Aquarius or Pisces, or especially in the nakshatras of either Purva Bhadrapada or Uttar Bhadrapada, those who have Sun Saturn conjunction, Saturn Jupiter, Saturn Mars or Saturn Rahu conjunction, they will see greater impact of this retrogradation this time. Even Saturn moon conjunction as well. Now if you are wondering what remedies for this phase should be, then honestly the most beautiful and powerful thing you can do is chant Vishnu Sahasranam, which is very helpful. Along with that, I have shared in my earlier video as well that you can also chant Yamunashtakam and Yamuna Kavach. Mata Yamuna is the sister of Shani Dev, and it is believed that Shani Dev once promised her that he would never harm any true devotee of Mata Yamuna or Lord Shri Krishna, because Saturn himself is a true devotee of Shri Krishna, Lord Vishnu. So these chants can act like a shield, soft, peaceful, yet so strong. They carry blessings. Even a simple chant like Shri Krishna Sharnam Mama can work wonders for many of you during this time. So now let's begin with sign-wise analysis. You can watch this analysis as per your ascendant and as per your moon sign as well. You can watch this analysis as per your ascendant and as per your moon sign as well. Aries ascendant. For Aries natives, Saturn is now going retrograde in your 12th house in the sign of Pisces in Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra. So this is the time when Saturn may bring your fears right in front of you. And the more you try to run from your responsibilities, from your fears, the more life will keep showing them to you. So the only way to pass through this time peacefully is by slowly accepting the truth, accepting what is real, coming out of any illusions you might be living in. This is a period where Saturn will break those illusions. It might feel intense, but it's for your growth. This is the time to face your fears, to accept your reality, and to look at the mistakes you have made, especially those that happened because you were not seeing things clearly or maybe living in some illusion. Saturn is now retrograde, and that too in its own nakshatra. This makes it extremely powerful. And remember, Saturn in the sign of Pisces will ask you to surrender, to let go, to sacrifice certain things. So yes, this retrograde Saturn is no ordinary energy. It's deep, powerful and strongly karmic. Now if you are someone who has been thinking about moving abroad or settling in any country, then and if you have been facing any problem, any issues in this regard until now, then this time can support you. But at the same time, you may face delays or some redo, some formality, some paperwork, or maybe dates or travel plans. Something might need to be revised. So be mentally ready for these little roadblocks and handle them patiently. Also, health needs to be taken very seriously right now. Saturn in the 12th house while retrograde, especially in Uttar Bhadrapada, is not a very comfortable position for health. It can bring anxiety, restless mind, sleep issues, and all these things can pile up and affect your health more deeply. So don't ignore any symptoms and do whatever you can to stay calm, rest well and stay healthy. Also take care of your knees as well, knees and your feet. If your personal birth chart allows, this can also be a time where you might have to visit doctors more often, or in some cases even go through hospitalization or hospital visits. But that will entirely depend on your personal chart. So just be alert and take precautions. And most importantly, stay away from any kind of intoxication. Anything that disturbs your health should not be eaten or should not be taken. Also, avoid bad habits or negative company, because this energy can amplify whatever you are surrounded by. There can also be major turning point in your career, in your financial life as well. What exactly will happen depends completely on your personal chart. But yes, some shifts is possible. If you are facing issues or challenges in certain part of life, then those issues will be sorted, or maybe you may feel less intensity in that area of life now during retrograde phase. And the areas where you were, things were going smoothly, that areas might see challenges during this time. So that depends on which area of life you were facing issues and which was going smoothly. Those of you who are working may feel a little lost during this time. You may feel unclear about where your career is going, or you may feel like you are surrounded by confusion at your workplace and don't know what decision to take or what steps to follow. This can feel frustrating, like nothing is making sense, but again, the answer is patience. Just hold on, keep doing your work, your duties. Saturn is testing your patience, your consistency, and how sincerely you can keep going even things feel uncertain. You may even feel like someone is working against you behind the scenes, hidden enemies or secret opposition. But if you stay calm, wise, and keep walking the right path, Saturn will protect you and help you get through it safely. One of the most beautiful part of this transit is its connection with spirituality. Saturn is positioned in the 12th house, the house of moksha, the house of divine, where Vaikuntha lies, and that too in the nakshatra that is full of spiritual wisdom. So this is an excellent time to grow spiritually. Do meditation, prayer, seva, chanting, whatever helps you feel closer to the divine. One thing to keep in mind, the 1 month period from July 13 to August 13 can feel more heavy or frustrating, because during that time Jupiter, who rules Pisces, will be in Ardhara Nakshatra, and until the end of July, Mars, your ascendant lord, and Ketu will be together in Leo. So this combination can make the mind restless or increase anger and tension. So please just try to keep yourself grounded during this 1 month window. Be extra careful with that, with your emotions as well. Slow down a little. Try to focus more on spiritual activities during this time, because this is what will truly help you come out of any negativity that might arise during Saturn's retrograde in the sign of Pisces. This phase may be intense, but it also holds deep healing and growth if you walk through it with patience and faith. Now, the third aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on the sign of Taurus, your second house. So family matters and finances will keep asking your attention. And because Saturn is retrograde, its aspect becomes even stronger than usual. Whatever needs fixing here will rise to the surface. Think of it as an ocean being churned. Both the nectar and the poison come up together, so the real cleansing can happen. Let these issues appear. Face them with maturity. Fulfill any extra family duties rather than running away. If you stay calm, Saturn itself guides you through. This same third aspect can tighten the flow of money for a while. Saturn is teaching you to curb unnecessary spending, build disciplined saving habits, and think about long-term security instead of quick gains. If you pass this test, steadier income flows. Retrograde Saturn in the 12th house will also try to can also give increase in expenses or losses in any form. So be careful with that and try to save money as much as possible. This is the time to save money and not to do unnecessary expenditures. Now the 7th aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Virgo, your 6th house. If you have been tied up in court cases or disputes since a long time, and if you are someone who has been really getting a hard time in this regard, then this period can finally move them forward towards a resolution. Though your own effort must continue, you might feel unusually drained mentally, physically, or both. So tend to your health first. Gentle or some good music, art, sports, or sound healing sessions such as Tibetan singing bowls can calm restlessness or improve your sleep, lower your stress levels, and ease body pains. Good mental health in turn strengthens your body. Keep daily life active, avoid laziness, and steer clear of any shortcuts or any easy results. Saturn is watching closely because the 6th house also carries past life depths. Some old karmic lessons may surface now. For those who have been facing struggles in finding a job since a long time, they could see some positive results in this regard, but only through steady hard work. Now the 10th aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on the sign of Sagittarius, your 9th house. Now this house is also being aspected by both Jupiter and Ketu as well. So your 9th house, that area of life will see many major changes during this time. Also, apart from that, this is a very beautiful period for spirituality because Saturn is positioned in your 12th house, and both Saturn, Jupiter and Ketu aspecting 9th house. This is very good for spirituality and self-realization. Apart from that, there could be some long distance travel, maybe to some spiritual place, some pilgrimage. You may even meet a guru during this time who can change your life during this time. Or this period can also give you higher wisdom as well. For students who are into higher education, they will have to do a lot of hard work during this time. You may need to revise lessons again and again. Yet every revision will clarify your understanding. It is good to revise things. It will clear your basics. Care for your father's health and be ready to address any long-standing tensions with them. This period brings an opportunity to resolve any old issues with your father-like figures, your mentors and gurus as well. So just use this opportunity to address those long-standing issues with them and work on them. Through all of this, Saturn asks just one thing: patience. Budget wisely, keep your daily routine healthy, embrace spiritual practices, and meet every responsibility with calm heart. If you walk this steady road, Saturn transforms obstacles into lasting growth. You can watch this analysis as per your ascendant and as per your moon sign as well. Taurus ascendant. For Taurus native, Saturn's retrograde journey through Pisces in Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra happens in your 11th house, the house of income, gains, fulfillment of desires, social network, elder siblings, long-term ambitions, and much more. Now, this period can bring some changes in your financial situation. If things have been smooth in terms of income until now, then this retrograde phase of Saturn may shake that stability a bit. But if you have already been struggling financially, this phase might finally start bringing in some relief or new opportunities. Either way, money matters will see a shift. So handle your efforts, your karma, your money as well wisely. No shortcuts, no dishonest means. Retrograde Saturn in this position won't support any kind of manipulation or wrong methods for financial gain. Stay true and Saturn will help you grow gradually. If your personal chart allows, there can also be chances of promotion or progress in your professional life. But nothing will come easily. A lot of sincere hard work will be expected from you. Even these promotions or increments may also see some delays as well. But if you have been struggling in acquiring a promotion since a long time, then this period can favor that as well. But expect some hurdles. Now, because Saturn is your 10th lord related to your career, this becomes a major phase where practical experiences, both challenging and rewarding, will shape your path. Every lesson, every experience during this time will stay with you for long and will help you in building something more solid in life. So don't ignore even the smallest insights or learning Saturn brings your way. This is also a spiritually uplifting time if you are inclined that way. You may be drawn towards spiritual teaching or even gain from your from spiritual practices, or gain from your father as well, whether emotionally, materially, or any wisdom as well. But this will again depend on your individual chart. At the same time, be mindful of your father's health and well-being. There can be some friction or misunderstanding with bosses or the people at your workplace, and also with your close friends and elder siblings. The energy of retrograde Saturn here will strip away illusions and show you who truly stands for you. So while some relationships may feel strained, you will gain clarity on who your real well-wishers are. Your social circle may go through a transformation. Some people may leave, and some new ones may come in, but it will all be in your higher interest. Take good care of your health, especially anything related to your legs, your ankles, or bones. Saturn often shows its presence through such issues. If you are feeling stuck, heavy, or weighed down, it's a sign to ground yourself and stay consistent rather than resisting what's happening. This period is all about change, both inside and outside. If you accept it gracefully, remain honest in your actions, and do your duty sincerely, then Saturn, even in retrograde phase, becomes your strongest guide. If you resist or avoid what needs to be done, then the same Saturn can become quite tough. So work with awareness, do your karmas, and let the process transform you. For Taurus natives, this retrograde Saturn, during this retrograde phase, don't jump blindly into any kind of investments, especially high risk areas such as speculative in markets, and I would even include real estate as well. Think long term, choose low risk paths, give yourself time to weigh every option, whether it's stocks, property, or any new business idea. Pause and think 10 times before putting in money. Here Saturn may show you the difference between your actual and your real goals, your genuine goals, and which goals or what desires are not genuine. It will lay your desires out like cards on table. Those ones are meaningful and those aren't. Your choices will decide how this transit turns out. If you follow the steady path, work towards authentic goals, then Saturn slowly helps those wishes come true, but only after real effort. Now the third aspect of Saturn's retrograde Saturn will fall on the sign of Taurus, your first house, your ascendant. And because this is a retrograde aspect of Saturn, it is very powerful. And you will feel this intensely because it is your ascendant. Life may feel like it is slowing down or even stalling. Confusion can creep in. You may question past decisions, and tasks can need repeated do-overs. At times, this can tempt you into laziness or procrastination. But this is how Saturn tests your resolve. Rather than escaping, lean into your duties, keep health in check, drink plenty of water, stay active, eat wholesome food, and rest well. Now, the seventh aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on your fifth house, the sign of Virgo. For students, you will notice that every lesson demands triple the effort. Revision after revision might feel tiring, yet it sharpens understanding and pays off later. So, do not run away from hard work. Studies will need hard work this time, but do it and you will see positive results later on. Your love relationship may ride a roller coaster with misunderstandings or even breakups for some. Parents might deal with children's mood swings, health concerns, or simple, I can say, laziness. Balance is the key. Neither too idle nor overpushed. Parents should keep their children active and pay their attention, give their complete attention to your children. Couples trying to conceive may finally experience success, but if you are already pregnant, take extra care. Now, the 10th aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on the sign of Sagittarius, your 8th house. So get ready for some deep transformations, because this house is not only being aspected by Saturn, retrograde Saturn, but also by Jupiter and Ketu as well. Health must not be ignored at any cost, because this is the 10th aspect of retrograde Saturn. Old chronic issues need proper attention. Matters of inheritance or shared assets can get complicated, or where you can face some challenges, demanding repeated hard work and patience. Because Saturn also watches your 5th house and 8th house, it is not a good time to invest your money in speculative markets impulsively. Focus on safe, slow and steady growth instead of quick gains. Hasty decisions, whether in finance or relationships, could invite sudden losses. If you are someone who has been dealing with any issues, any misunderstandings with in-laws, then this is the period when Saturn can bring in the opportunity to work on those misunderstandings. But you will need to work on towards that resolution. Nothing will be done instantly. And do not give money or do not lend money to anyone without any proper paperwork, or else it can turn into losses, especially to your relatives. You can watch this analysis as per your ascendant and as per your moon sign as well. Gemini ascendant. For Gemini natives, Saturn is getting retrograde in your 10th house, the sign of Pisces in Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra. So this placement directly activates your karmic zone of career, responsibilities and reputation. Since Saturn rules both your 8th and 9th house, this retrograde will blend sudden transformations, intense inner growth and divine teachings, with all within the context of your work and public life. This is one of those phases where career can feel like a pressure cooker. You might be doing all the work, putting in your efforts, and yet it may feel like you are not being acknowledged or recognized the way you expect. You may even find yourself slowly losing interest in your day-to-day work, feeling demotivated or simply lazy at times. But don't let that frustration sink you. This is exactly how Saturn tests you. The only way to deal with this transit is through patience, honesty and discipline. Stay consistent and don't run away from your duties. Even if they feel repetitive or unrewarding, at that moment. Saturn is watching how genuinely you handle responsibilities. And if you stay committed, Saturn will reward you by slowly and steadily. This retrograde Saturn will bring a lot of reworking and revisiting in your career. So you say you are working on a big presentation, a project, maybe a website or any assignment. Don't be surprised if you have to redo it all over again because of some or the other reason. Maybe because it didn't meet the requirements, or maybe because a better way to present it shows up later. Saturn is polishing your efforts through repeated trials, teaching you to go deeper and perfect your work. This isn't a punishment, it's a growth process. If you have been jobless for a long time, and if you have been trying hard to find a job, then this transit can finally bring an opportunity, provided your personal chart supports and you are ready to put in real effort. Now, if you are someone who has been facing issues in getting increments since a long time, or if you are someone who has been facing challenges in getting an improved or proper position at work, then this is the time when Saturn can provide you positive results. One important thing for Gemini natives to remember is that avoid shifting your work or your responsibilities onto others just because you feel lazy or tired. That won't go well with Saturn. If there's any tendency to escape from work or pass your work or responsibilities onto others, then Saturn will bring situations that push you to stand up and face what's yours. And there may also be incidents at work that hurt your pride or confidence. You may feel misunderstood or even insulted in some way. But don't let that weaken you. Use this phase to build inner strength and humility. Keep reminding yourself this is Saturn's training ground. He is not punishing you, he is preparing you. So walk steady, own your work, stay honest, and let the learning unfold. Retrograde Saturn in the 10th house is powerful karmic phase that, if navigated right, can lay a strong foundation for your long-term growth and future success. If you have been longing for a job change, this stretch can finally open that door, but only if every step is thought through with calm planning. Quitting in a burst of frustration or jumping at the first offer could lock you into problems that linger long after this transit. So breathe, weigh your options, and move only when your head and heart both agree. Retrograde Saturn may stir workplace politics or even moments of open insult that bruise your pride, as said earlier. Remember, Jupiter is present in your first house, which will act as a protective shield for you as long as you stay on the honest path. Its protection softens the negativity. Fields linked to healing or insurance, finance, deep research, public service, archaeology, even astrology can do good during this time, especially if you have been working hard in these areas and not seeing positive results. Just watch your health during this time. Your issues related to legs or knees could pop up during this time. Now, the third aspect of Saturn, retrograde Saturn, will fall on Taurus, your 12th house. Now, this can disturb your sleep, and this can also increase your expenses. Health signals linked to the legs or simply too much mental restlessness can ask for your attention. Yet that same aspect, teamed with Jupiter's wisdom in the first house, offers a doorway to real spiritual awakening. So this is a good time if you want to do meditation, if you want to study anything spiritual, if you want to do any charity work or to help someone, then this is a very good time to do that. Now, the seventh aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall in the sign of Virgo, your fourth house. Now, this will bring some transformations in your family life and at your home as well. There could be some repair or renovation work that could pop up, or you may even search for new property during this time. Or if you are someone who has been facing challenges in finding a property since a long time, then this retrograde phase of Saturn can help you find that property for you, and you may buy that property as well. Just be careful with the documentation work. Make sure that the property is not under any kind of dispute. Apart from that, take care of your mother's health during this time. This period will also bring an opportunity to mend any misunderstanding or any relationship issue with your mother and even with your family as well. So use this opportunity to make your bond stronger. Keep your anger low at home and at work, because this can tarnish your public image very badly. Through all of this, balance is your compass. Hold steady in duty, soften with patience, and let Jupiter's grace brighten the darker corners Saturn reveals. If you meet each lesson with calm honesty, what feels heavy now becomes the foundation of a stronger, wiser future. Now the 10th aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on the sign of Sagittarius, your 7th house. Now, your 7th house is also being aspected by Jupiter and Ketu as well. So, partnerships of any kind, including marriage, long-term romance, or business alliances, business partnerships, will enter a deep phase of change. If you are single and genuinely wish to marry, this transit can open that door. You may find your life partner during this time. A match formed now is highly karmic in nature. It comes with lessons meant for growth. And if you are already married, heavier work demands or long hours could strain your married life. Balance is the key here. Give your life partner some of your time. Talk openly, handle everything with patience and with wisdom. Together, you can use this period to heal old wounds, which will make your bond stronger. If you are someone who is into toxic relationship and who wants to get free from that, then this is the period when Saturn can support you. If you are someone who has been facing hurdles in your business or business partnerships, then this period can bring some solution to that. If you want to start any new venture during this time, then you can do that, but think everything 10 times. Make sure everything is well planned, well organized. No shortcuts, no blind trust on anyone. Read all the documents carefully, double check every plan and then move forward. You can watch this analysis as per your ascendant and as per your moon sign as well. Cancer ascendant. For Cancer natives, Saturn is retrograde in your 9th house in the sign of Pisces in Uttar Bhadrapada Nakshatra. Saturn governs your 7th house and Saturn also rules your 8th house. So this retrograde motion of Saturn will be a highly karmic and transformative one for you. This is the time where luck won't work alone. You will have to earn it through consistent hard work, honesty, and pure intentions. Saturn never supports shortcuts and unethical actions. So it will test your patience, your integrity at every step. But if you stay sincere, Saturn will surely reward you. Not instantly, but steadily and for the long run. This period will bring real practical life lessons and experiences. and that will shape your growth. The more you embrace these lessons, the more they will serve you in your future. Spiritually, this is a very powerful and beautiful period. Saturn's position in your ninth house, along with its dispositor Jupiter being placed in the 12th house, this forms a very beautiful opportunity for deeper self-reflection, soul searching, and divine connection. If you have been trying to understand your soul's purpose, your bond with universe, or wishing to walk a higher spiritual path, then this phase is here to support you fully. However, this period can also bring major changes and transformations in your relationship with your father, your teacher, mentor, gurus, and even your siblings as well. You may have to confront karmic lessons in these areas. You may also feel tempted to make impulsive or wrong decisions because Rahu, as of now, is placed in your 8th house. So, this, and Saturn is your 8th lord. So, this can tempt you to make wrong decisions or impulsive decisions. But this is exactly how Saturn is will test your wisdom. If you are a student or someone trying to pursue higher studies, this time will demand extra hard work. A lot of revision might be required during this time. If you are seeking knowledge of any kind, especially in spiritual, legal, social, or healing fields, this phase can help you or push you towards excellence, but not without efforts. And regarding your father's health, you need to be careful in that area as well. If you have been delaying, if there has been delay in travels, or if you are facing any kind of obstacles in traveling or during journeys, then this period may support you. This retrograde phase may support you to do spiritual or religious journeys. This is a good time for doing spiritual or religious journeys as well. So do it if you can. Professionally, those working in teaching or education field, guiding, law, healing, social services, or religious, spiritual, vocations, they may find slow but steady growth if they continue working sincerely. Now, coming to the third aspect of Saturn, Saturn's third aspect will fall on your 11th house, the sign of Taurus. Now, because this Saturn is retrograde, its aspect is also very strong. And third aspect of Saturn is the aspect of purification. So here it will make you reevaluate your goals, your desires, your income, and social circle as well. It will filter your intentions. Are they genuinely aligned with your soul's path, or are they purely materialistic? Saturn will watch which path you take and what actions you will use to fulfill your desires. And based on that, Saturn will provide you the results. Financially, this is the time to rethink your investments, your sources of income, and how you handle money. Avoid any quick money schemes or unethical sources of gain, as this will backfire. Instead, Saturn is asking you to build slowly with patience, and only then it will provide you with steady long-term financial and even material gain. If you have been facing financial delays or instability during the progressive motion of Saturn or since the long time, if you have been facing difficulties in these areas, then this retrograde transit of Saturn can provide you some relief in this area, can provide you some good financial results or stability in that area. And it can also provide you spiritual and spiritual gain and the gain of wisdom as well, apart from material gain to you. And since Jupiter is in your 12th house, also be mindful of expenditures, because Jupiter is the dispositor of Saturn. So don't do unnecessary expenditure on things that don't really don't really need. This is a time to simplify your desires and grow internally. Apart from that, Saturn's third aspect on your 11th house, which will make you rethink your goals and desires. This transit can also deeply influence your relationship. This aspect of retro Saturn will also bring you a chance to work on your relationship with your siblings. This is a time when you can work on any misunderstandings or any distance you have been feeling in your relationship with them. This period will also show you who your real well-wishers are, who are your true friends, and who are just with you for their own benefit. Now, the seventh aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on your third house, the sign of Virgo. For Cancer natives, this is the time when you need to be careful of any issues with your neighbors, as your neighbors can create some challenges during this time. Retrograde Saturn will show you the real face of those people living around you or in your neighborhood, I can say. And be very wise and thoughtful in your communication with them, because Saturn is not only aspecting your third house, but Ketu is also positioned in your second house. So this is the time when you need to be very careful with your speech, with the people you interact, especially your neighbors. Apart from that, this is the period when you can mend any relationship with issue with your younger siblings, both younger and elder siblings, because Saturn, retrograde Saturn, is aspecting your 11th and your third house. So this is the time to work on any misunderstanding or emotional distance that you have with your sibling. This is also the time when Saturn will make you pause and reflect on what you really want in life. Not just temporary wishes, but meaningful, soul-aligned desires. Saturn is not here to punish, but to purify. It will demand that you let go of desires rooted in ego or materialism and focus only on those that serve your higher growth. If you continue chasing empty ambitions, Saturn will block those parts until you realign yourself. Now, if you have been wanting to start something new, a business idea, creative project, or even a new journey in life, but you have faced repeated delays or setbacks or hurdles until now, then this retrograde phase may allow you to begin something new. But only if you are prepared to work seriously with clarity, patience, and willingness to correct your past mistakes. Saturn will not allow you to proceed in a rushed or careless manner. It might deliberately slow things down just so that you reflect deeper and plan better. This is also the time to act without expectation of results. Just focus on your karma. Saturn is asking you to act with purity and persistence without thinking of the results or how fast success will come. Now, coming to the 10th aspect of retrograde Saturn, which will fall on your 6th house, the sign of Sagittarius. This house rules your daily routine life, health, enemies, your debts, legal matters, and much more. So this aspect brings a huge karmic cleansing. Retro Saturn's 10th aspect is intense, is always intense and transformational. And since Jupiter and Ketu are also influencing this sign, the sign of Sagittarius, your prarabdha karma are now very highly active. So this period will bring deep lessons, karmic test, especially related to how you handle your responsibilities in daily life. You may feel that your routine tasks have become difficult, or that life is moving slower than usual, or even feel trapped in the same cycle of life. But the message here by the Saturn is, do not stop. Keep moving, even if slowly. Avoid laziness. Stick to healthy lifestyle. Focus on building discipline and take care of your health, especially digestion your joints, or immunity related issues. There might be hidden enemies, competition, or even conflicts at work or in personal life. But Saturn will not only reveal them, it will also give you the strength and guidance to overcome them if you are honest in your efforts. If you are dealing with any legal court case issues, loans, or long term debts since a long time, and facing challenges in that area, then Saturn may resolve them uh, during this retrograde motion. You can watch this analysis as per your ascendant and as per your moon sign as well. Leo ascendant. For Leo natives, Saturn is going retrograde in your 8th house in the sign of Pisces in Uttar Bhadrapad Nakshatra. Saturn is the ruler of your 6th and your 7th house. Spiritually, this time can be really uplifting and empowering for you. It's like a cosmic push to connect more deeply with your inner self, your spiritual side. If you have already been walking on that path, then this can help you go even deeper. But since this is happening in the 8th house, it may also bring some ups and downs, unexpected changes, challenges related to health, and a few inner struggles. If you have already been going through some challenge in your life since a long time, then during this period, Saturn might try to guide you towards a solution. But remember, Saturn can only show you the way. The final choice, how you work on it and how consciously you accept or reject it, is totally up to you. And because Saturn is transiting 8th house and it is retrograde in the same house, so expect some hurdles. It won't be completely positive in each and every area. Now this transit might also make you feel slow, tired, or even lazy sometimes. Because Ketu is also positioned in the 1st house and Saturn is in the 8th house. It can create a kind of dullness or a pause in life. It won't happen to everyone in the same way. But yes, some kind of slowdown can happen, maybe due to health or maybe because you are just not feeling that energetic. One thing you should really be careful about during this time is your money, your investments. Whether it's in the stock market, property, or any other area, please be extra cautious. Try not to get attracted to quick money schemes or risky ideas. This is honestly not the time to go all in with heavy investments. If you really have to invest, do it wisely and only after thinking 10 times. On one side, because Jupiter is in the 11th house, sudden gains are possible. But on the other side, Saturn being retrograde can also bring sudden losses. So this phase is kind of very unpredictable, and that's why savings are more important than spending unnecessarily right now. If you have some tension or misunderstanding with your in-laws, then this time might help you slowly heal that. Also, since Saturn rules your 6th and 7th house and is now retrograde in the 8th house, it can bring a few challenges in your married life as well, or changes in your married life as well. But it depends on how both of you handle it. If there is love and the willingness to work on things, and work on your marriage, then this phase can actually help you come closer or create a strong bond. But both of you will have to work, and it won't happen overnight. You will have to put an effort and be patient with each other. And if you are in a toxic relationship, then this period might give you the strength to step out of it too. You may also feel that the same life challenges are repeating again and again. It can feel exhausting, and it's actually Saturn's way of teaching you something very important about life, health, about patience, and how to face things calmly. This can be a very deep transformation period for you, not just from the outside, but even more so from the inside. And since Saturn is retrograde in the 8th house, this is also a great time to study and explore deep subjects, whether it's astrology, occult, spirituality, mysticism, or even research-based topics. It doesn't matter if you are a student or not. Anyone who wants to learn something meaningful or serious can benefit. This is also a good time for people working in fields like archaeology, insurance, healing, or medicine. But yes, there will be responsibilities, there will be hard work, and without that, growth is not possible. Also remember, while Ketu is in your first house, this may make you want to ignore your daily responsibilities or routine life. And Saturn in the 8th house, in the Marak Sthan of Ketu as of now, in the retrograde motion, will keep reminding you to take your duty seriously. So there can be this constant tug of war inside you. But just try to stay balanced. Don't run away from what you are supposed to do. And now, lastly, this is a beautiful time to detox as well. Not just your body, but also your thoughts, your emotions, your lifestyle, and even your surroundings. Saturn will help you see what's toxic and what's not. What you need to let go and what you should embrace. Try to keep things clean and simple, whether it's your health, your relationship, or your inner world as well. Now the third aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on Taurus, your 10th house. Now this retrograde Saturn's third aspect on your 10th house is about the aspect of purification, deep cleansing for your work life. Cleansing often feels uncomfortable, so you might notice rising anger or frustration towards bosses, teammates, or office politics. You may wonder why people delay decisions, why that would help the company or your shared goals. Saturn is simply showing you what is really happening so you can grow wiser and more patient. If you keep walking the honest path and face every challenge calmly, Saturn will slowly guide you towards steady progress, even if the rewards come later than you wish. Expect heavier duties and a bigger workload. Balancing job and home may feel tough and could affect your health or your family relationship, your family mood. Rechecks or redoing tasks can become common, so plan extra time. If you are job hunting or want a change since a long time, but you were unable to do that, then this period may bring a positive chance for you. Chances may appear some of you could even rejoin an old employer. But think carefully before any major step in your career. Avoid quitting just out of frustration. Analyze first and then act. Now the 7th aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on Virgo, your 2nd house. So this affects your family life, your finances, your speech. So be careful with your speech. Manage your finances wisely. And this aspect, because this is a strong aspect of Saturn on your 2nd house, this can bring both responsibilities and challenges in your family life and even in your finances as well. You might feel that because of the stress in your career, you are not able to give enough time to your family, and this imbalance can lead to tensions at home, miscommunication at home. So try to be calm and patient and act wisely in your interactions with your family. Health-wise, take care of your eyes, throat, or teeth issues during this time. And do not use any shortcut or unethical means to earn money during this time, as Saturn will not support that in the long run and can convert that into losses later on. And because Ketu is transiting your first house and Saturn, retrograde Saturn aspecting your second house, be very careful with your food habits and eat healthy food as much as possible. Don't eat unhealthy food or stale food. And apart from that, drink enough water or enough fluids. It is very important for you to stay hydrated, as Saturn tends to dry things up. It shrinks water in the body. So dehydration related issues may increase. Now the 10th aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on the sign of Sagittarius, your 5th house, where Jupiter and Ketu are also aspecting. So this brings many transformations in areas related to your 5th house. This brings visible shifts in your studies, romance, children. For students, you must study harder and repeat lessons, which actually helps mastery. And Saturn will make you work harder. You might feel that you are not able to easily remember your topics, your subjects, or your lessons. And in order to remember that, it will make you do revision over and over again, which is good. And in turn, it will help you clear your basics. So for students, you will have to work harder. Apart from that, it is not a safe period for quick profit or speculative investments. Saturn being in the retrograde, Saturn being in the 8th house and aspecting 5th house, and 5th house being highly under the influence of major planets like Saturn, Jupiter and Ketu. This is not a good time for speculative investments. At least avoid investments if possible. Spiritually, the time is really rich, but you may feel too tired or busy for mantra chanting. The only positive aspect you have on the 5th house is the aspect of Jupiter. And until Jupiter is present in the sign of Gemini, it will try to balance the positive energies in your 5th house as much as it can. Now, love affairs may face test or even end if foundations are weak. Couples trying for a baby since a long time and if they were not getting any positive results, then this period could help them conceive. But yes, be extra careful during pregnancy because Ketu is also influencing this house. Parents might notice children struggling with studies or health, so give them your support. It is necessary that in case of your children, you should balance firmness with kindness. Neither harsh discipline nor over-pampering works well now. So try to be balanced when it comes to your kids. Do not over-pamper them or do not try to over-discipline them or don't be too harsh on them. Your kids could feel that you have time for everything except them. So set aside moments just for them. Saturn wants you to show up steadily in their life. You can watch this analysis as per your ascendant and as per your moon sign as well. Virgo ascendant. For Virgo natives, Saturn is going to be retrograde in your 7th house, the sign of Pisces, in Uttar Bhadrapad Nakshatra. And this is going to be a deeply transformative time, especially for your marriage, relationships and business partnerships, and in business as well. This is one of the most sensitive houses in astrology, and Saturn's presence here, especially in retrograde motion, can feel, challenging. But remember, Saturn is not here to hurt you. Saturn is not your enemy. When Saturn enters the 7th house, it comes to bring maturity, depth, responsibility, and a stronger bond in your relationship. The reason people often feel trouble during this transit is because Saturn pushes you to deal with reality and not illusions. This means that if your marriage or partnerships, business partnerships, have any underlying issues, any unspoken feelings, imbalance in effort, lack of respect, of mutual understanding, then Saturn will now surface those issues so that you can finally address them. The purpose is not to break things apart, but to help you rebuild what's broken. This time, on the foundation of wisdom, honesty, and commitment, you should try to rebuild your bond with your partner, whether it's your life partner or your business partner. But yes, Saturn will test both you and your life partner. If both of you are willing to stand together and work on your bond, then this can be a very healing time. But if one person is doing all the work or all the hard work in marriage and the other isn't showing up with the same energy, that imbalance will start becoming more obvious, and Saturn will not allow that to continue. Saturn rules your 5th and your 6th house. So there may be phases where you feel pressured, frustrated, or even burdened in your marriage because of the increase in responsibilities, or because you feel that there is lack of support. But again, this is not a punishment. It's a training. Saturn is training you to be more grounded, patient, and a respectful partner. If your relationship is a toxic or draining, or if you have been stuck in a painful cycle with your partner, then this retrograde period with Rahu in the 6th house and retrograde Saturn in the 7th house can actually help you find the courage to leave. And this can be the time for cleansing, where what's not meant to continue will start falling apart. If you are single, this period may also bring someone karmic into your life, but Saturn will still test that connection for long-term worthiness. Another key of this transit is clear and respectful communication. Your 7th lord placed in Gemini as of now, so words matter a lot. Be mindful of how you express yourself. Misunderstandings can be fixed with open-hearted conversations. But if you let ego, anger, or sarcasm take over, things might get worse. This is also a crucial time to take care of your spouse's health. The responsibility of supporting your partner emotionally, mentally, or even physically may fall on you now. It's part of your karma to fulfill these duties with compassion. For business people, this transit can bring some redoing of work, whether it's presentations, documentation, client negotiation, or deals. Things may not go smoothly. You might feel you are stuck repeating the same steps. That's Saturn's way of making sure everything is well structured and well planned. Don't take shortcuts. Be prepared, be strategic, and plan every move carefully. Saturn is watching, and Saturn only rewards well-earned success and never shortcuts. If you are thinking of starting something new, like new venture, new business, take your time. Research, plan, execute with wisdom. Impulsive decisions, especially in business, will be blocked or delayed during this phase. Lastly, this is a very good opportunity for you to grow as a partner, whether in your love life or in your business. This transit is like a mirror. It will reflect your strengths and weaknesses in partnerships. If you learn, improve, and approach your commitments with sincerity, Saturn will stabilize and bless your relationships for the long run. This retrograde Saturn phase is not only about your marriage or business partnerships. It's a deep karmic journey that is touching multiple sensitive areas of your life. Retrograde Saturn here will also teach you diplomacy and the power of thoughtful speech. The way you express yourself, especially in your professional life, will deeply impact your image. Saturn will teach you to speak with respect, wisdom, and maturity. Now, the third aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on Taurus, your 9th house. This is the house of your luck, dharma, higher knowledge, higher education, father, teachers, beliefs, long distance travel. And this third aspect is the aspect of verification, and retrograde Saturn here is very intense and karmic. You may feel like your luck is not supporting you, or that your hard work is not bringing quick results, but Saturn is not here to block you. Saturn is here to tell you that you will have to work harder and more patiently. There are no shortcuts now, whether it's a student preparing for higher studies or someone trying to improve their life circumstances through academic learning, through spiritual learning, or through efforts in their profession. Saturn demands real effort, real discipline, and ethical behavior. There could also be some distance or misunderstanding with your father, mentor, or guides. But again, this is a chance to heal those relationships. Saturn brings old karmas to the surface so they can be resolved. And since Ketu is also present in your 12th house, this is a powerful period for spiritual transformation. Your spiritual beliefs, your understanding of the life purpose, and everything may begin to shift towards something deeper and more meaningful. Now the 7th aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on your 1st house, your ascendant, the sign of Virgo itself. And this is very significant. This aspect can bring a strong shift in your identity, energy, and health. Saturn's aspect here is intense, and combined with the Rahu and Ketu axis in your 6th and 12th house, it may create pressure on your physical health, your emotional energy, your overall well-being. So this is the period where you must practice self-discipline and self-care. Be very regular with your routine life. Sleep on time, eat on time, hydrate properly. Saturn can dry up your energy, even reduce your water intake. If you have been wanting to lose weight or get in shape, this is a good time. Some of you might even lose weight naturally during this time due to Saturn's influence. But you must make sure that it's done in an healthier manner. You may also feel like your motivation is low, or you are feeling overburdened with responsibilities, whether it's home, work, or relationships. Saturn is trying to make you disciplined. Saturn is pushing you to go inward, to reflect on your part, to refine your goals. This is a time to not to cling to the comfort zones. This is the time to rise, evolve, and become stronger. With retrograde Saturn aspecting both your 1st and your 9th house, this is a golden opportunity to grow spiritually, grow your spiritual side. It is also a time of rebuilding your inner strength, not by running away from challenges, but by facing them with courage, wisdom, and humility. Now the 10th aspect of retrograde Saturn falls on your 4th house, the sign of Sagittarius. So this house represents your home, mother, emotional security, inner peace, land, property, comfort zone, much more. And this aspect is not just from Saturn alone. Jupiter and Ketu are also aspecting your 4th house. So this makes a very intense and transformational period for matters related to your home and your family. Saturn's 10th aspect is about discipline and karmic pressure. So Saturn here is pushing you to come out of your comfort zone. You may want to relax and feel settled here, but Saturn will ask, have you earned that peace? Have you taken responsibility? Saturn wants you to work through issues rather than escaping from them. You may experience challenges or issues at home, either emotional disturbances, misunderstandings with family members, or some emotional distance from your loved ones. Saturn's cold nature might bring a feeling of dryness, and you might not feel that same sense of emotional comfort and warmth at home during this period. This could lead to a feeling of dissatisfaction or restlessness in your personal life. There may also be some health concerns related to your mother. She might need extra attention and care. Even if everything seems fine, try to spend quality time with her. Offer help and show concern, as Saturn is asking you to fulfill your your duties, both family duties, your emotional duties as well. This is also the period that may involve repair work or renovation at home, but don't expect it to go smoothly. Saturn being retrograde and with Jupiter and Ketu influencing this house, any renovation or maintenance may come with hidden issues. Say, for example, you might start repairing a room and later discover that the electrical wiring or the plumbing needs fixing too. One task might lead to another, creating frustration and an unexpected cost. So plan well in advance. If you are considering buying or selling a set property, be very cautious with documentations. There could be delays, rework, or even legal complications. Make sure you are double checking every detail and not rushing the process. However, if you have already been facing legal issues related to your property, maybe some issues with your family member, property related issues with family, this period may start bringing clarity or some resolution, especially if you have been honest in your approach. Also, this period gives you a chance to heal family bonds. If there have been any issues with your mother or any family members, then Saturn is now offering you the opportunity to mend those relationships. But it will require effort from your side. On an emotional level, you may feel like something is missing, like there's lack of peace, warmth, or satisfaction. This could create internal pressure or make you want to withdraw. But the presence of Jupiter acting as a benefic support here will help soften Saturn's strictness. Jupiter is in Gemini now, which means it's aspecting your 4th house too. So this acts as a saving grace, offering hope, wisdom, and emotional clarity when you need it the most. So overall, this period may test your patience, especially at your home and your emotional life, but it will also help you evolve emotionally, and it will help you evolve even as a better person. If you take the time to understand what your real responsibilities are and how you can build a stronger foundation for yourself and your family. You can watch this analysis as per your ascendant and as per your moon sign as well. Libra ascendant. For Libra natives, Saturn is going retrograde in your 6th house in the sign of Pisces in Uttar Bhadrapad Nakshatra. So this phase is going to be very karmically active and transformative, as this period is your prarabdha is highly active during this time. Retrograde Saturn in the 6th house brings challenges related to health, competition, legal matters, debts, and people who may oppose you in some way, but not to break you down, rather to make you stronger, more aware, and more responsible. This retrograde transit activates your prarabdha karma, as said earlier, meaning there are pending dues from past actions or past life that Saturn now wants you to deal with and complete. You may feel the burden or heaviness of certain responsibilities, but this is a time to face everything with wisdom and patience. If someone from the past who created trouble in your life suddenly reappears, whether an old rival, competitor, or even a health issue, understand that it's Saturn's way of bringing closure. If you choose to face it wisely rather than avoiding it, you will go through it. Saturn will not just expose the challenge but also give you the strength to overcome it if you stay consistent, humble, and disciplined. This is an excellent period to serve those in need, especially elderly people or anyone who truly needs help. Such service will balance your karma in very positive way. For students or for those preparing for competitive exams, this period may demand more than one attempt. There could be delays or the need to redo something. But if you keep trying without shortcuts, Saturn will eventually reward your persistence. If you have been dealing with long-standing legal matters or court cases, this period might slowly begin to show some direction or resolution, though it may still demand patience and repeated effort. And this period could also bring delays in procuring loan as well. If you are someone who's trying to get loan during this time, discipline is going to be a key theme here for this transit. You might often feel lazy, slow, or tired, so it becomes extra important to maintain a routine life, a good routine life. Eat and sleep on time, exercise regularly, avoid overexertion, and don't fall into inactivity either. Keep your body and mind aligned with steady, healthy habits. And because Saturn rules both your 4th house and your 5th house, and it's placed in the 6th house, and Rahu is in your 5th house, this may bring some pressure or tension in your family life, particularly related to your children, your mother. You may feel emotionally distant at times or get into disagreements, so try to be more gentle and understanding during this phase. This is a time when relationships can either be healed with effort or get worse if avoided. Now the third aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on your 8th house, the sign of Taurus. So this is another intense and transformative area. This 8th house deals with sudden events, emotional depth, hidden fears, secrets, your in-laws, joint finances, and much more. So with Saturn's aspect here, there may be sudden ups and downs, and sudden fears or wounds might resurface for healing. Health must be taken seriously now. If you have been avoiding any medical concerns, don't delay further. Get proper checks done. And since Saturn is the 5th lord as well, and Rahu is already occupying your 5th house, and Saturn is aspecting your retro Saturn is aspecting your 8th house, avoid risky investments and even gambling, especially in speculative areas like stock markets or cryptocurrencies. There can be sudden gains but also equally sudden losses, so don't take impulsive financial risk. Make only well thought out decisions. You may also notice added responsibilities in your married life or even your in-laws as well. This can feel frustrating at times, but if handled patiently, this is also a period where long-standing emotional or family issues can be worked through and resolved. Saturn may not give instant relief, but it surely shows the way when you work with sincerity. This aspect also tests your commitment to life, whether you are ready to face both light and shadow. So take everything that comes your way as a karmic doorway for growth, not punishment. Handle matters slowly, steadily, and with dignity, and you will come out wiser and more balanced on the other side. During this period, old fears or secrets can surface. Sudden expenses or gains may appear, or you might to redo some sort of paperwork. And there could be some delays or redos in acquiring inherited property as well. But if you are someone who have been struggling in getting that inherited property since a long time, then this period may give you positive results, but expect some delays or some hurdles. Take every surprise as a lesson. Face it calmly, handle money decisions with great care, and do not gamble on quick profits. That's what you need to take care during this time. Also, this period can bring some insults for you. Now coming to the 10th aspect, 7th aspect, Saturn's 7th aspect will fall on your 12th house, the sign of Virgo. And because this is the retrograde aspect of Saturn, this will be even more stronger or intense. This can bring some sleep issues, restlessness. This could even bring some overthinking, which could drain your energy or your mental peace. And because Saturn is aspecting both your 8th house and your 12th house, as said earlier, this period may bring some insults for you, and that will have to be handled with patience and wisdom. as it might happen that you may instantly react to such situations, which sometimes is not good for you, or it might even happen that these things can even impact you mentally, where you may overthink of such things. And this will ultimately affect your sleep, your health. So be very wise in certain things, and if possible, let go of unnecessary things or what others say. But yes, when it comes to self-respect, you will need to take stand for yourself. Spiritually, this period will also be a very beautiful period, because Saturn is not only aspecting your 12th house but also aspecting your 8th house. So this is very good for deep spiritual and deep awakening. This is the period where you can work on your spirituality. Now the 10th aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on the sign of Sagittarius, your 3rd house. Here it tests courage, communication, short trips, and bonds with younger siblings or close neighbors. You may feel hesitant to start new ventures, yet Jupiter's helpful aspect from Gemini offers hope and guidance. Lean on that faith while keeping Saturn's patience. Talk thoughtfully with neighbors, check every document twice before signing, and plan carefully instead of rushing. And apart from that, this period also brings an opportunity to resolve any ongoing issues or misunderstanding with your younger sibling. Saturn also wants you to polish your skills, writing, speaking, or any skill that you are relying on. So keep practicing even when progress feels slow. This is Saturn's shaping long-lasting mastery. Throughout these months, remember, Saturn is not here to punish but to finish unfinished karma. Meet every responsibility, protect your health with a disciplined routine, and accept each challenge as an invitation to grow wiser and stronger. You can watch this analysis as per your ascendant and as per your moon sign as well. Scorpio ascendant. For Scorpio natives, Saturn is going retrograde in your 5th house in the sign of Pisces in Uttar Bhadrapad Nakshatra. So this is going to bring significant karmic lessons, experiences related to your love life, love relationship, children, learning, creativity. Now this is a very highly karmic period that touches the core of your heart, your children, your emotional, your attachments, your romantic relationship, and your creativity. And when Saturn retrogrades in the 5th house, it brings delays, revaluation, and responsibilities in these areas, but only so that you can truly mature and grow from within. Your relationship with your children may demand more time and emotional presence now. Health-wise, they may need more attention, or you might find yourself worrying or taking on more responsibility related to them. But this also creates an opportunity, a very beautiful one, to strengthen the emotional bond between you and your child, if approached with patience, care, and love. This is the time when showing maturity and not reacting emotionally will go a long way. In terms of romantic relationships, this phase may bring some emotional distance, misunderstandings, or a testing period in your love life. If a relationship is superficial or built on temporary, desires, then Saturn may challenge it. But if it is genuine and rooted in loyalty and sincerity, Saturn will help you build a stronger emotional foundation over time. For those trying to conceive, those who have been trying to conceive since a long time and they were facing issues, then this retrograde motion of Saturn can bring some positive results here, but expect some delays or some medical challenges. If you are expecting or planning pregnancy, please be extra cautious with your health and your well-being. Saturn in the 5th house also relates to education and your skills. And if you are a student or preparing for any exam, Saturn will demand hard work. Saturn will demand discipline, revision, repeated efforts. But with sincerity and seriousness, you will see improvement in your focus and depth of learning. Don't be afraid to relearn something or go back to the basics. Saturn rewards this. If you have been planning to learn something new, whether it's a skill, hobby, or something related to your career, this is an excellent time to do that. The progress may be slow in that, but it will be strong and long lasting. Especially spiritual learning, meditation, or if you want to study scriptures, then this may deepen your understanding of spirituality. Even if you don't feel drawn to spiritual practices right now, doing them will be with a simple disciplined mindset will benefit you greatly. For those who are into creative fields, they might feel it difficult. They might find it difficult to express their creativity or expand their creative horizons. So please don't get scared with that. Work hard and you will see positive results. Financially, Saturn here cautions you against impulsive decisions, especially with speculative investments like stocks or cryptocurrencies. This is not the time to take risk blindly. If you are planning to invest, think long term. Choose stable options and avoid unnecessary gambling or shortcuts. Saturn punishes reckless risk but rewards wise planning and patience. And because Saturn rules your 4th house, and if you have been someone who has been searching for a property since a long time and did not get any positive results, then during this phase they might be able to purchase it. Health wise, the 5th house relates to your stomach and digestion, so take care of your eating habits. Avoid overindulgence or overeating, emotional eating, or skipping meals. Stick to a simple and balanced diet. Now, the third aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on your 7th house, the sign of Taurus. Now, which is the house of your marriage, business partnerships, which will bring important lessons for you. If you are married, then this is a time when responsibilities within the marriage may increase. There may be some dryness, lack of emotional warmth or distance. But Saturn is doing this with the intention of bringing maturity to your bond. The more compassion, understanding, and calm communication you bring into your relationship, the more you will strengthen the foundation of your marriage. Saturn here wants both you and your spouse to work as a team, not avoid the issues. And if you are unmarried, Saturn may bring an opportunity for marriage. But the person you meet now may come into your life with karmic intensity. So that will be a karmic relationship. In business and in business partnerships, there may be some challenges or some pressure, misunderstandings, or the need to reevaluate agreements. Don't make hasty business decisions during this time. Reflect, plan, and act only after careful consideration. Saturn is showing you what's not working so you can fix it. Now, the 7th aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on your 11th house, the sign of Virgo, which deals with your income, social circle, elder siblings, and desires or fulfillment of desires. So here Saturn might create a sense of restriction or pressure. It's not that you won't earn, but you may feel that despite earning, you are not able to save, or expenses rise unexpectedly. For example, medical bills, responsibilities at home, or other practical duties may eat into your income. Be careful with your budgeting. Try to avoid unnecessary spending and save whatever and save wherever you can. Saturn can impact your relationship with elder siblings or old friends, and there may be some misunderstandings, or you may discover the true nature of certain people around you. Old friends may return during this time. Your perception of who's genuine and who's not will shift. Your social circle may go through a transformation. Saturn is showing you who truly aligns with your values. Be wise in investing money. Do not lend money to anyone without thinking. Do it with proper paperwork if you want to do. Be wise in your investments as well. Avoid risky financial decisions, especially in speculation. Reevaluate old investments, but don't rush into anything new unless absolutely necessary and well thought out. Now, the 10th aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on your second house, the sign of Sagittarius. This house is also being aspected by Jupiter and Ketu as well. This house rules your family, speech, savings, your food habits, your food. So, and now this makes this time extremely significant. On one hand, Jupiter's aspect can act as a support system. It can offer you wisdom and protection. On the other hand, Ketu and Saturn together can create detachment, confusion, distance in family relationship. You might experience a phase where your family or even you prefer to stay isolated from the outside world. There may be less desire to socialize. Financially, this aspect requires caution. Saturn here will only support sincere, honest, disciplined financial behavior. Any shortcuts, manipulation, unethical means to make money for luxury or greed will backfire. Also, you may feel extra pressure in fulfilling family responsibilities, whether financially, emotionally, or in any other manner. Do not run away from your duties. Show up for your family even if the emotional warmth feels missing at times. Saturn wants you to build strong roots by teaching you through reality. Your speech may also be under Saturn's filter. So be careful with your words when interacting with your family. Your speech can play a major role. Your communication can play a major role in your relationships. They can either heal or hurt. So speak less, speak wisely. This aspect will mature your communication style, but not without lessons. The entire retrograde period is about your emotional mental evolution. Saturn is asking you to be realistic, patient, committed and grounded. It's not the time to run away from discomfort, but to face it and grow beyond it. You can watch this analysis as per your ascendant and as per your moon sign as well. Sagittarius ascendant. For Sagittarius native, Saturn is going retrograde in your 4th house in the sign of Pisces in Uttar Bhadrapad Nakshatra. So it brings your attention strongly towards matter related to your home, mother, your inner peace, emotional security, your property matters, your assets. This is the time when retro Saturn will try to shift your focus more towards your roots, your home environment, your family responsibilities, and especially your mother. There could be situations where someone at home, perhaps your mother, may need more attention, more care. Maybe due to her health issues or maybe emotional needs. You might feel that your energy is getting diverted from your career or your personal ambitions towards your family duties. And this may be frustrating or emotionally draining at times. But Saturn is not punishing you. It is making you more responsible, more grounded, emotionally mature. In some cases, people may feel like their professional life is being stalled because they are needed more at home. You may feel torn between career goals and family needs, like you are being stretched in two directions. For some, it may lead to situations like working from home, relocating, or adjusting work life due to family obligations. In rare cases, someone might even quit their job to care for family members or support the household better. But all this is being aligned with your karmic duty, and how it will manifest will entirely depend on your personal chart. This is also a time that may bring up issues related to property, land, asset, home renovation or repair. If you are involved in buying a house or any real estate matter, there might be delays, redoing in paperwork or unforeseen complications. If you are undergoing any construction or renovation work, you may face some extra repair work like discovering faulty wiring, plumbing issues after starting the project. So handle all property or home related tasks very wisely and plan everything carefully. Let me share a small example to help you understand this better. Let's say the house you live in legally belonged to your parents, but now due to circumstances or because they have passed away, the property legally comes to you as you are their heir. Still, you want to make things official and get the ownership transferred to your name. Maybe you have been trying to do this for a long time, but some obstacles or the other keeps stopping it. Either legal delays, paperwork, or some miscommunication. Now, during this Saturn retrograde, something unexpected could happen, and maybe suddenly you decide to change your lawyer, or someone guides you better, or a new door opens up, and finally you are able to get that long pending work completed. This is how Saturn retrograde works here in the 4th house. Task that he was stuck or delayed for the long time may finally find a way forward and get completed, especially the ones that were important but just not moving. On an emotional level, this period may make you feel slightly cut off or emotionally distant from your surroundings. You may sometimes feel blank or disconnected from your own emotions or the feelings of others. This can bring a strong inner urge to escape, either physically from home or mentally from emotional responsibilities. But instead of avoiding this discomfort, Saturn is asking you to stay, understand it, and grow through it. This discomfort is your training ground for emotional maturity. If you are someone who has been away from your native place, this period might even bring you back home or take you away again for a karmic reason, depending on your personal chart. Either way, changes connected to your base, your roots, and your domestic life are very likely. This is also a good time to involve yourself in acts of service, helping others, offering support, or giving your time and effort to the people around you. Helping people in need, to be emotionally, physically, or even financially, will earn you positive karmic returns and will help lighten Saturn's pressure. Make sure to keep your communication with your family, especially your mother, loving and clear. She can be a big emotional support and guidance during this time. If there have been misunderstandings with your mother or other family member, this is the time to heal and rebuild those connections. Talk honestly, be a good listener, and allow healing to take place through open-hearted sharing. One key lesson from this Saturn transit is balance. Don't try to escape either your ambitions or your duties. Instead, try to integrate both. Create a routine where you can manage both home and work, even if not perfectly, but with grace and commitment. And most importantly, take care of your own emotional health too. If you are not feeling centered inside, it will reflect in both areas, home and career. Now, the retrograde Saturn in the 4th house in Uttar Bhadrapad Nakshatra is not just about home, family, or responsibilities. It's also about deeply transformative and spiritual time. Because Saturn is retrograde here, it becomes a beautiful opportunity for spiritual growth, because this is your moksha sthan. This isn't a kind of spirituality that you find only in books or discourses. This is the one that life teaches you directly through experience. During this period, Saturn will show you your real life lessons, sometimes through some lessons, through some delays or responsibilities. And from there you will learn and not by running away, but by walking through every situation. You will, it will, you will learn a lot. Each experience becomes a teacher. Every challenge becomes a spiritual mirror. This is how Saturn works, by refining your soul through the reality of your daily life. Now, the third aspect of Saturn, retrograde Saturn, will fall on your 6th house, the sign of Taurus. So, this is a powerful aspect and may slow you down in your daily routine life. You may feel tired or heavy without a specific reason, or this slowness may be because of health issues that are lingering or reappearing, especially ones you might have been ignoring. Saturn will push you to face them now. Your enemies or hidden competitors might also become more active during this time, but Saturn never creates problems without also giving you the power to rise above them. So if you are patient and wise, the same aspect, the same Saturn will help you defeat those enemies and gain strength. For those appearing for competitive exams or waiting for job opportunities, this can be a very important time. You may have to put in extra hard work and results may take time, but if your efforts are honest, Saturn will bless you. If you have been waiting for government job results or trying to get a job for a long time, this period can finally bring progress, especially if you stay consistent. Now, the 7th aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on your 10th house, the sign of Virgo, which is your house of career. This is where Saturn will become very demanding. Your professional life might suddenly feel heavier. You may get more responsibilities at work, or you may be asked to redo or restructure something in your working style. It can feel slow or frustrating at times, but Saturn is only trying to refine you, making you more mature and grounded in your profession. This is also the area where miscommunication or ego clashes with your seniors or co-workers may occur, especially because Rahu is transiting your 3rd house. Your communication might become unintentionally harsh. Be very careful with your speech. Speak wisely and thoughtfully. Saturn will not tolerate laziness or recklessness now. Be extremely disciplined and focused. If you are jobless and have been trying for long, Saturn can bring opportunities, but again, only if you have worked sincerely for it. Finally, the 10th aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on your 1st house, your ascendant, the sign of Sagittarius. This is major because Jupiter and Ketu are also aspecting this house too. So with retrograde Saturn's 10th aspect and these two planets aspecting, your entire life, your entire identity, the direction of your life are under review of Saturn. This is a time when you may feel pushed to come out of your comfort zone. Saturn wants you to grow, to become more responsible, balanced, grounded person, not just in actions, but in your mindset, values, and long-term vision. You might feel health issues cropping up again, especially since 1st and the 6th house are getting the aspect of Saturn. So take care of your physical health and energy levels. Thankfully, Jupiter is aspecting your ascendant until it is present in the sign of Gemini. So this will act as a protective shield here. But still, you will have to do your karma and you will have to take care of your health. This entire period is not just about outer events, it's about your inner transformation as well. Saturn will bring your deepest fears to the surface, make you face them and help you rise above them. It will teach you responsibility not only towards your family or career, but also towards your own self and your soul's journey. So don't run away from anything now. Be present, be patient, and walk the path with humility. Do your karma, accept your duties, and trust that you are being prepared for something much bigger than you can see right now. You can watch this analysis as per your ascendant and as per your moon sign as well. Capricorn ascendant. For Capricorn natives, Saturn is your Lagnesh and the second lord. And right now it's retrograde in your third house in the sign of Pisces in Uttar Bhadrapad Nakshatra. So this is a deeply karmic time that pushes you into self-reflection, especially around how you speak, how you express your desires, and how much courage you show in facing life directly. This is the time when Saturn becomes your teacher, not through theory but through direct practical lessons, sometimes uncomfortable life experiences. It will show you what needs refinement in your speech, your communication, and even in your thoughts. You might find yourself pausing before speaking or becoming more aware of the weight your words carry. That's Saturn's way of helping you grow. This is especially meaningful for those who have struggled with communication or confidence. Saturn is asking you to refine, correct, and evolve. It may also bring some discomfort in your relationship with your neighbors, your younger siblings as well. Communication needs to be very wise, calm, and mindful here. Saturn may bring up issues not to punish you but to make you more grounded in how you handle others. This period also tends to test your initiative and your willpower. You might feel hesitant or even fearful about starting something new, but that's exactly what Saturn is working on. Either it will increase your hesitation or it will push you hard to overcome it and move ahead. The outcome depends on your attitude, your personal chart during this period. If you are someone who hesitates to express or to initiate, Saturn is here to say try again. But do it maturely, don't rush, don't be impulsive, and don't be lazy. You may also find yourself rethinking your goals, your desires, especially the ones that are superficial or short lived. Saturn may either make you voluntarily let go of unnecessary wants or cut them away forcefully. This helps you align better with your true goals. If you are holding on to something that's not really meant for your long term growth, Saturn will teach you to let it go. If you have been facing blocks in or some hurdles in traveling, then this time may bring short or long travels, but not without effort or some delay. Those in communication related fields like writing, speaking, marketing, content creation, especially in especially with a traditional or spiritual or historical touch, can do good during this transit. Health-wise, Saturn may highlight throat or sinus-related issues. So keep your health routine, discipline, and keep check on your health. Now the third aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on the sign of Taurus, your fifth house. This impacts your creativity, children education, romantic life, and speculative activities. You may feel restricted in enjoying entertainment or entertainment part of your life. Even something as simple as watching a movie could feel like a task, as Saturn delays or blocks enjoyment without purpose. Your focus may shift towards your children's health or your studies or your children's studies. Or you might suddenly feel more responsible for their future. Apart from that, students may struggle with concentration. Saturn can defocus the mind from learning unless there's discipline. So repeated revision, structure, and time management becomes key here. If you're trying to conceive, this aspect may support it, but with delays and health precautions. Spiritually, this is a very powerful time if you are inclined to deepen your spirituality. Then this is a golden opportunity, a golden window. Now the seventh aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on your ninth house, the sign of Virgo. So with this, you may feel that your luck is stuck or things are not just moving. Here you will need to work hard in order for your luck to work in your favor. Saturn isn't denying results, it's asking you to grow wiser. So you will need to work hard in order to achieve your goals, in order for your luck to work in your favor. You might feel a push to go deeper in your spiritual search or reconnect with a higher purpose. This aspect is also excellent for learning as well, through traveling and even through life lessons. This may also bring some tension or distance with your father or mentor, but again, Saturn is only showing what needs to be worked on, be it healing old wounds, learning to listen more, or becoming more independent in your thinking. Spiritual growth is a big theme here. You are being asked to walk your path of Dharma more honestly. This is not the time to chase instant gratification. This is the time to build inner strength, deeper values, and grounded wisdom. This phase is especially important for students into higher studies. Saturn is not going to make things easy, but that's not a bad thing. It simply means you will learn through real experiences and through hard work. Whether you are in school or university, you may notice that it takes more time and more effort to grasp and retain information. You might need to revise multiple times, repeat concepts again and again. But don't get disheartened. This is Saturn's way of helping you build strong foundations. So whatever you learn now you will never forget it. If you are preparing for competitive exams or university entrance test, then this is the time to stay focused, disciplined, and consistent. Saturn won't reward shortcuts, but it will absolutely support steady effort. When it comes to your father and mentors, this period may bring some health concerns or emotional distance. Take extra care of your father's health during this time, but this is also a beautiful chance to heal or resolve any old misunderstanding or communications with your father or teacher. Saturn gives an opportunity to build more mature, respectful bond with them. In some cases, this transit may also bring a spiritual guide or guru in your life, someone who deeply shifts your perspective or your path. Now, the 10th aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on Sagittarius, your 12th house, the sign, and this sign is also being aspected by Ketu and Jupiter as well. So, this is very important. On a positive note, this is extremely spiritually charged transit. You may feel a little restless. On a negative side, you may feel a little restless, experience sleep disturbances, or face some health issues during this time. It's really important to maintain a peaceful and stable routine, avoid overthinking, and stay away from any kind of addictive habits, even overuse of screens as well. As said earlier, this is a highly uplifting phase for spiritual growth because Saturn is aspecting your 5th, 9th, and 12th house. All these houses are deeply spiritual houses. So if you give your energy to meditation, mantra chanting, yoga, and your inner work, you can experience incredible breakthroughs, deep peace, and even clarity in your life direction. You may even feel like isolating from the outside world to focus on your soul, and that's okay. Take that time for yourself. If you are in any kind of healing profession like Reiki, counseling, Ayurveda, yoga therapy, or spiritual guidance, then this period can be good for you. You can watch this analysis as per your ascendant and as per your moon sign as well. Aquarius ascendant. For Aquarius native, Saturn is going retrograde in your 2nd house, the sign of Pisces, in Uttar Bhadrapad Nakshatra. This house represents food, speech, finances, family, your values, etc. So this Saturn retrograde isn't about making life difficult. It's about building long-term strength in areas that truly matter. You may notice that even if you are financially okay, there's a lingering feeling of not having enough. That's not always reality. It's Saturn's way of saying learn to manage, learn to stabilize, and most importantly, learn to be content. With Rahu in the 1st house, your desires may suddenly shoot up and you will want more and more. everything, whether it's recognition, more wealth, more pleasure. But Saturn won't allow impulsive satisfaction. It will slow you down, and in doing so, it will try to build inner maturity within you. There might be increased family responsibilities, either financial or emotional. Some of you may need to step up in your family, especially when someone else isn't able to, and you may feel frustrating at times. But that Saturn testing your sense of duty. The more you try to avoid responsibility, the heavier it will feel. But the moment you start walking your karmic path with sincerity, Saturn supports your growth. This retrograde Saturn may also highlight health issues in the family or even changes in family dynamics. Some misunderstandings or communication gaps could surface, especially around money or expectations. Saturn wants you to use this time to mend those cracks and be a stabilizing force in your family. Because Saturn is also your 12th lord, positioned in the second house, you might see some increased expenses, possibly due to family or health issues in the family or responsibilities in the family. Saving becomes crucial here. Saturn here teaches don't live beyond your means, be disciplined. You may feel lazy with your food habits or health routines. Some may skip meals, or some may eat the stored or stale food, or just not feel like cooking at all. But Saturn in the second house will not tolerate neglect of your body, especially issues related to your digestion, your throat, your eyes, your mouth. And apart from that, your speech will also be tested. Saturn wants you to learn how much to say, what to say, and and when to say, and in what tone. Rash or blunt words, especially in your family relationship, family settings, may bring karmic lessons by Saturn. But at the same time, Saturn gives you a chance to heal those wounds, to speak wisely, and to build stronger emotional bonds through simple, honest, respectful communication. This period is also a re-evaluation of how you earn. If you have been chasing fast money or relying on unstable resources, Saturn will force you to rethink. It's a time to cut down unethical means, if any, and rebuild your income on strong, honest efforts. And yes, only if your chart supports this transit could bring health issues in the family that may require hospitalizations or intense care. So keep an eye out for the signs and act early. Now, the third aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on your fourth house, the sign of Taurus. This is the house of home, inner peace, mother, emotional roots. So, Saturn from your second house is aspecting your third house, and that means responsibilities at home and within your family will increase. You might want to focus on yourself because Rahu is in your first house, but life will keep pulling you towards your family duties. If you are someone who doesn't naturally enjoy home related responsibilities, this could feel heavy. Frustration might bubble up, and in some cases it might even cause emotional distance or arguments at home. Be mindful of your mother's health. She may need your support, care, or emotional attention. But there's a hidden gift here. If any old misunderstanding or tension exists with her, with your mother, or within the home, then Saturn will give you an opportunity and to resolve them if you want to. This aspect will purify your thoughts. It may take you out of your comfort zone, but only to bring inner clarity and maturity within you. Now, the seventh aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on your eighth house, the sign of Virgo. This is an intense one because Saturn is looking at the house of sudden changes, inheritance, secrets, transformation. If your relationship with your in-laws has been complicated since a long time, then this period might bring those issues to the surface, and it will want you to work on those issues. Ego clashes are possible unless you are willing to approach things with humility and wisdom. Health and diet require extra care. Saturn here can also down slow you down. This can slow down your digestion and increase impact of hidden or chronic issues. Financially, avoid any risk or impulsive investments. This is the house of both sudden gains or sudden losses. If you have been waiting for inheritance or some legal settlement since a long time, there may be some positive movement you might see during this time, but only if your chart supports. Also, this is the time for deep emotional or psychological transformations. Some buried fears or emotions may rise, but Saturn is bringing them up only to help you heal. So stay calm and let things unfold. Now, the 10th aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on your 11th house, the sign of Sagittarius. This aspect is also being aspected by Jupiter, and this house is also being aspected by Jupiter and Ketu as well. This house is about your goals, your dreams, social circle, and siblings, long-term goals, income, and much more. So expect big transformations and changes in this house. This could bring transformations in your friend circle, in your professional network, or in how you earn money. Saturn will test your loyalty, your intentions, and your consistency. Those who have stood by you may become clearer to you, and those who were never truly supportive will also be revealed. If you have been waiting for a promotion and your chart supports it, then this could be the period of professional elevation. But Saturn won't just hand it over. It will bring some delays and some test. So be ready for that. And a higher role means deeper accountability, more responsibility, and no ace. So expect some increase in responsibility in your career as well. You may face situation in your career or social life where you feel misunderstood by others. So if handled with grace and with wisdom, then this will only strengthen your image in the long run. You can watch this analysis as per your ascendant and as per your moon sign as well. Pisces ascendant. For Pisces natives, Saturn is transiting your first house, your ascendant, in Uttar Bhadrapad Nakshatra, which is a deeply transformative phase. This is a transit that touches almost every part of your life because Saturn is now directly is positioned in your first house. So it will ask you to take responsibility in every part of your life, including yourself, your body, your health, your mind, your choices, your path. When Saturn retrogrades in the first house, it doesn't just sit quietly. It brings a sense of seriousness, heaviness, and sometimes even pressure, not because it wants to punish you, but because it wants to wake up to your higher self. This is a spiritually rich time, no doubt, but to access that spiritual growth, you will be asked to let go of distractions, to become more disciplined, and to focus on what truly matters. Saturn here will not let you avoid your inner work. It will strip down illusions, whether they are about your identity, your relationship, your ambitions, or your health. You may feel like everything is being tested at once. Your health, your energy levels, your mood, your image, your overall sense of direction in life. You might even feel as though no area is stable. That's Saturn showing you the areas you have been ignoring or procrastinating on. Your physical health needs the most care right now. You could feel drained, slow, lazy, or find it hard to stick to routines. And since Rahu is in your 12th house, Ketu in the 6th, health challenges, especially the chronic ones, may surface. If your birth chart supports it, then this can even bring situations related to hospitalization or surgery, but only in some cases and only if your chart supports. The more you ignore your health, the louder Saturn gets. So this is not the time to push um, too hard or ignore your health. Balance is the key. If you have been meaning to lose weight, restructure your routine, or just become more mindful in life, this is an ideal time. But if you are already underweight or fatigued, you must prioritize rest and your nourishment. And the laziness you might feel now, it's not just physical, it's mental and emotional too. You might feel stuck, as if you want to do things that some things pulling you back. That's Saturn asking, are you acting with intention or are you acting out of impulse? This is also a great time to develop long term habits that support your growth, including spiritual growth, like meditation, journaling, yoga, walking, cleaning, and eating, etc. Because Saturn is your 11th and your 12th lord placed in the first house, this transit is all about letting go of ego centered desires, learning the value of patience, especially in terms of success of recognition, reflecting on your long term goals. Are they aligned with your growth, with your soul's path, or with um, or are they aligned with the material one? You may notice your public image or social interactions shifting. People may expect more from you. You may feel misunderstood or unseen, but again, Saturn is shaping you, your true character, not your outward mask. And yes, Rahu is in the 12th house, you and may make your mind waver, may even tempt you towards escapism or old vices. But this is where Saturn will tighten the grip and remind you of your purpose. Every step now matters. So, in simple words, this retrograde Saturn is here to rebuild you, not to break you. It may feel lonely, heavy, or even frustrating, but with every small act of self care, self discipline, and spiritual effort, you grow stronger. Stronger not just physically, mentally, but also as a soul as well. You are becoming the version of yourself you were always meant to be. Stay steady, trust the process, and walk this path with humility, grace, and courage. Saturn retrograde in the first house is going to be deeply, highly karmic, powerful for you, and at times emotionally intense as well, but equally meaningful in shaping the next version of you. Now, let's talk about a very interesting and often misunderstood part of this transit. When Saturn is retrograde in the first house, it can bring a certain unintentional intimidation factor to your aura. You may not even be trying, but your presence, your silence, your calm strength, these may come across as stern or too serious to others. And this especially happens if you have been someone who always walks the right path, who stands for what's fair and truthful, even when others choose silence. And when you do that, Saturn makes sure your energy carries power. But it also triggers people who have something to hide. So don't be surprised if people around you, especially those who are insecure or dishonest, start feeling uncomfortable in your presence. They may try to play politics with you or disturb your peace. But don't react emotionally. Don't lower yourself to their level. Stay firm, stay steady, because Saturn placed in the first house, retro Saturn placed in the first house, gives you the strength to face such energies with clarity and dignity. You don't need to attack. Your silence and truth are enough. And when you walk this righteous path, Saturn will quietly reward you by taking you to the higher place, not just in the outer life, but also in your soul's journey too. Now let's talk about the aspects of Saturn. Saturn's third aspect will fall on your third house, the sign of Taurus. This is where Saturn brings you face to face with your own fears. Fear of starting something new, fear of speaking up, fear of falling. These fears may not even be based in reality. They may just be deep, just be a deep hesitation that feels difficult to overcome. You might want to start a new venture, a project, something you believe in, but you will feel unsure. Saturn does this not to block you but to ask, are you really prepared? It's a test, not to stop you but to make you stronger. This is the time to go back, review your plans, learn from your past mistakes, re strategize. You don't have to stop. Just go slow and go steady. And this aspect will also refine your communication. Saturn in this position won't tolerate careless words. It wants your speech to be mindful, meaningful, and powerful. But with humility and harsh words can backfire now, especially with neighbors or younger siblings. There may be small conflicts in these areas, so it's better to handle things wisely. Don't be blunt or overly cold. Be aware of how and what you are saying, especially in stressful situations. Now, the seventh aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on your seventh house, the sign of Virgo. Now, this brings your marriage and relationships under Saturn's watchful gaze. If you are married, this is a time when Saturn may bring some misunderstandings or tensions between you and your spouse, not to break the bond but to test you. Saturn wants both of you to be mature, to understand one another's need, to be more responsible towards each other. And there might be situations where your partner's health, emotions, or responsibilities need your attention. This can feel like a burden at times, but how you handle it will define the depth of your bond. If you stay calm, give space, and choose your words with care, this phase will not only pass but it will make your relationship much stronger and wiser than before. However, if you are in toxic or unhealthy relationship, then Saturn can help you slowly distance yourself or walk away if that's what's best for you and your soul. And because Saturn is your 12th lord placed in the first house, and Rahu is in the 12th house, this entire phase will also bring fears to the surface. Some will be real, some will be illusions. Don't panic. Let those fears rise, but don't react blindly. Sit with them, understand where they are coming from. Saturn is showing them to you so that you can release them once and for all. If you are someone who has been waiting to get married since a long time, then this period can help you get married. But whatever relationship you enter into will be highly karmic in nature. So be prepared for that. For business owners, this period may toss in a few tests. Plans might need to be tweaked, strategies rechecked, paperwork redone. If you are thinking of expanding or starting something new, pause and plan carefully. Avoid hasty moves. Every big step needs thoughtful timing and solid research. Your public presence and your partnerships are under review now. So read every agreement carefully, and be wise in your public dealings, and don't rely on blind trust. Now, the 10th aspect of retrograde Saturn will fall on your 10th house, the sign of Sagittarius, where Jupiter and Ketu are also aspecting. This means major changes in work life. If you have been job hunting for a long time, then this can finally open a door if your chart supports. You may notice some backstage politics because your straightforward Saturn energy can make less honest people uneasy. Thankfully, Jupiter's blessing over your career softens the harm. Stay ethical and you will come through fine. Day to day workload and stress may rise. You might feel like there's little time for yourself or for the family. Saturn may ask you to redo tasks, restructure systems, or dig deeper into research. Promotions aren't guaranteed, but incremental progress may happen during this time. And keep showing up with patience. honesty and steady effort. Avoid shortcuts and anger. Meet each responsibility head on. If you do, then Saturn will surely lift you to a stronger and more repeated place, respected place at work. If you do, Saturn will slowly but surely lift you to a stronger and more respected place at work and at home and within your own heart. So that's it for today. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel, our videos, and meet you in the next video. Until then, Narayan Narayan, Namaste.